Hey everybody, I am setting this up. Share to group, no. Trying to make this work so you can get the best perspective here on this piece. But this is round 2, adding to this large 4-foot by 5-foot piece I started last week here on Facebook Live, and then posted it, of course, and then also to my Instagram, IGTV. So if you're over on Instagram, check out PBS Artist on Instagram, and my IGTV has the first layer post going on. But I am also on my computer here in a live Zoom workshop with several artists, and they're going to watch from the computer perspective and may chime in with questions. I won't be able to watch y'all on my phone screen while I'm painting, so sorry if you have questions. You'll have to post them and I will answer them later. But my intention here now, after that first layer has gone down, and go ahead and watch the video if you weren't here for it so you can understand what all this is. My second layer, I'm coming in with the encaustic. And I mentioned last week that this is going to be a new processing I'm going through here. I want to try an idea I have. And again, I'm not going to tell you what it is up front because it may take a side road and go off in another direction, but I'll return to it and address it at the end. But in keeping with that, I wonder if this will work direction I'm trying to take this. I'm going to add encaustic medium and to portions of this painting and some white as well that I have mixed up in my palette over yonder that doesn't quite fit in the frame. Over yonder. So you'll see my arm, top of my head pop in, my heat gun, and the paintbrush. But this is, I think, the best I'm going to get today. You're coming at the painting from an angle, but I'm going to go for it, and hopefully it'll be a good experience. All right. In this center pot on this medium, this is my medium, it's a little yellow, and then my white, which is actually a blend of titanium white with some other colors into it because I don't like that harsh, flat titanium. Well, I do sometimes, but this time no. I wanted it a little softer, a little warmer. And then in the center, I have what I call a different white, another white, but it's very green right now. I might have to add some more titanium to that. But these are the colors. These are my baths, if you will, of starter colors that I use most of the time in all that I do. And then I'll come back to the phone. In the far palette, I've got 2 palettes going on, are a lot of colors, and I'll change them out, remix them, play with them as needed. But this is my little corner of the world right now. I started working upstairs on the 3rd floor this weekend too, and maybe I'll come at you after this is done. I'll come at you with all of that up there in a few weeks. All right. Oh, and for those of you, before I get into this, if you're interested, next Monday, a week from today, I start the course. I'm calling it Virtual Introduction to Encaustic, but truly it's all levels. It will be reviewing those introductory techniques, but then we'll go through my latest book, Encaustic Workshop, from cover to cover. Not really. I'll answer any questions and speak to any of these techniques or questions you have for participants, any of you have, but this is kind of like the outline, the guideline. So if you're interested, check it out. It's on my site, pbsartist.com events. And then that'll go on for 2 weeks, twice a week. We'll meet via Zoom, and then directly following that will be an intuitive abstraction workshop. I will be working in encaustic, but any artist who wants to explore more intuitive work and working abstractly can join in. You do not have to be an encaustic artist for that. You'll just be working over your own palette of materials. So for everybody to know, check those out. Oh, and for your information, there's a discount, 50% off with the code RESET, RESET, RESET at checkout. Because we're in a big reset. All right, to the board. I'll just paint here for a little while, and when I get to the point of feeling like I have my my second layer to where I want to leave it, I will stop and post it all for you and answer your questions online. This, I do have a question from last time that I want to answer, and that was, how do I seal my charcoal, or will it run when I add the encaustic to it? I always come in with my torch or heat gun with the charcoals, with the pastels. It does help to set them a little bit. Now, of course, if I had wax going on underneath, it would set them into the wax. In this case, it's just setting it into the foundation board. Some of the bindings in the pastels are they will heat set. So I do that. It's not fail safe. I do get blurring, smearing. I'm not sure where we are. Let me grab you here. Sorry. I do get some smearing, but as an underlayer, when I'm really just working intuitively and I'm not caring. Hi everybody, we're still here. When I'm not caring, so to speak, about the understory, I'm just letting things happen. I let that happen. So you can see I got a big smear of charcoal going on. The only thing that I'm concerned with is that because I got that big smear of charcoal there, I also have it on my brush. So I fix that. I clean up my brush by giving it a zhuzh, a brushing over on my charcoal, or on my cardboard there, and then I'll put it back into the medium and keep going. So excuse me, this will get shaky while I put you guys back on the tripod, and then I'll get going on the painting some more. So hopefully that answers the question, and I've forgotten who asked it. Hopefully that answers the question. Yes, it smears. Yes, I can get it to set, but not entirely, with a little bit of heat setting. I said I'm going to paint just a portion of this with medium, and I am, but I have to pay attention to that intention as I'm painting with an audience, y'all, because I'm not totally concentrating on my work. I shared last week in the start of this painting, I shared that I used dry pigments. I also used them to mix my paints. So I said this is a titanium white blend. It is titanium white, and then that blend happens through adding some of those pigments to it. But of course I could take some of the hot sticks or pre-made paint colors and blend them that way too. So I have a little sedimentation. I'm over here with my brush. I don't think you can see it, but I have sedimentation going in my whites. So I'm blending it out before I keep painting here. Everyone on my Zoom, on the computer, you guys might have the best perspective. I'll have to put my phone this way next time I do a Facebook Live. That works well. I don't know if you can hear my background, but my train is going by. I don't know if anybody is still on who has been here before, but I got a train out back. It goes about, 5-10 miles an hour and just chugs by about 3 times a day. It's quite entertaining. And when I say out back, I mean right out back. Got a little bit of overfusing going on in this first layer of encaustic because I want a solid bond to my board. So I always take it beyond that dull to shiny, I take it to slightly fluid. So I feel confident I've got a nice bond. And if bubbles occur, I keep working it. Bubbles happen at this first layer, especially because that is the wax displacing the air in the board. So that air comes up and then the wax cools and goes solid and it traps that air and they're little bubbles. Solid little wax bubbles. Now I have to remember where I went. Do. I also, in addition to loving my tar, which would be a material, in terms of supplies, my favorite supplies are razor blades. Razor blades. Seems silly to point out, but in whatever, how many years of doing this, 16 years of painting and encaustic, I think razor blade is now and forever has been my favorite tool. I'm going to go all the way up in the right-hand corner, so I'll move y'all a little bit. Probably nothing exciting, but at least I won't be off camera. See, that one didn't move at all. That's charcoal, and that did not move at all. That one did. So you can see, it's just catch as catch can. If you have already seen last week's, if you followed along, this is milk paint, the color milk paint, and I really like how the wax is going down over it. I'm pleased. No, usually I would not stretch across the whole palette, but I'm doing it today because I don't want to run around the table. Ooh, love how that looks with the charcoal coming into that tinted white. Cool. Work a little bit more up through here with medium and white, and then I'll probably shut you guys off and come at you in a day or two when I get to the third layer. Nothing broke. Everyone on Zoom, feel free to speak or ask a question if you want. You're my live audience. You can actually speak, or I can hear you speak.
So Trish,
Yeah.
you were talking about the charcoal underneath. Do you ever put charcoal on top?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it won't work. I have to have a really soft charcoal, and I use loose charcoal on top.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you bet.
Yeah.
Just fuse it in. Yep. Think that might do it.
Where do you get your encaustic paints?
I do all my shopping at Encosticos, fineartstore.com. They are Encosticos, that's with two Ks, Encosticos. They are a paint manufacturer out of Rochester, New York. RNF is another encaustic manufacturer, and they're in New York as well. Where else? Or where are they? I
Yeah,
forgot.
I just ordered some from Amazon or
Okay.
because I'm almost out.
Gotcha. Yeah, fineartstore.com is the parent company of. So Rochester Art Supply is a brick and mortar art supply store, and they run fineartstore.com, which is the online ordering for Fine Art Store. And then Encausticos is the manufacturer of encaustic paints, whom that company, Rochester Art Supply, owns, I guess. It's all in the same building. It's beautiful old building downtown Rochester. Two brothers run it right now. Their uncle started it decades ago. It's a great company. I love it. I love working with them. Catherine Bevier is a fantastic encaustic artist and has taught with me for my winter wax and at Encaustic Camp, and she does a lot of their of the Encausticos work. She in fact mixed all my paint colors.
Nice.
Yeah. So all that to say, in terms of working with the company, love them, and would do everything I can to encourage people to use them.
They're personal.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I am letting my blade, the collection of wax that I've scraped off my blade, I'm letting it grab itself back down on the surface because I like those marks sometimes, and I will refuse them because that technically is an added layer of wax. It's an added layer to this painting, and it will need to be fused.
Yes. So cool.
Just on a piece this big where I'm moving all around, I have to remember that I have to go back and do that.
How big is that?
This is 4 foot by 5 foot.
Wow.
I really enjoyed working on this. I started this large. Well, you may know my Murmur, those were all 4x4s. So 3,000 4x4s had me wanting to work large.
Oh yeah, go from small. I do that too. Large to small. Large.
So my poetic graffiti are all there are many of this size, and then 3 foot by 4 foot and 36 by 48. So it's a collection of.
Yeah, those are huge.
It's fun to work on.
Yeah, I would love to do one that big. I just don't have the space for it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to call that my second layer. Give this a little fuse. But first I'll say goodbye to you on Facebook Live, and thank you for coming along. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box on the video, and I will answer to them. And we can I look forward to anyway, coming back and doing the third layer. I kind of see where I'm going to come with it, but that'll be tomorrow. So thanks for coming along. If you're interested, check out my events page because we'll be doing a lot of this virtually. And I am stoked. How's that for an 80s word? I am stoked to get at it with people and just see what that sort of platform is like in terms of running a workshop to be live, which I'm so passionate about. I like people live and in person with me. So I've resisted putting workshops on video out there because it's very flat and static. But this will be live. We'll be working together via Zoom. Granted, it will be recorded, so y'all can have that to reference later. But I'm just really looking forward to how it feels to have everybody in that quote-unquote classroom together. So if you want to join us, come along. Again, there was a discount code of a reset at checkout. So thanks for being here. I think I'll come back to this tomorrow, but depends what the yard's telling me. Yes, the yard, the gardens. Take it easy, everyone. Have a great day.